My dear brothers and sisters, have you ever felt that your home was filled with blessings one moment and suddenly arguments, tension, or a strange heaviness crept in without reason? Have you noticed how peace can disappear overnight? How sustenance feels blocked, or how sleepless nights trouble the family for no clear cause? These are not mere coincidences. Sometimes Allah is reminding us that our homes need His protection. And the solution, my brothers and sisters, lies not in charms or rituals, but in remembrance, dhikr, purity, and seeking refuge in Allah. Allah says in the Quran, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Surah At-Talaq 65.3. And our beloved Prophet said, "Do not turn your houses into graves." Indeed, Shaitan flees from a house in which Surah Al-Baqarah is recited, Sahih Muslim. So let us reflect on the simple actions that bring barakah, blessing, into our homes. Number 1, the main entrance, guard. It with remembrance your door is not just wood and metal. It is a spiritual gateway. Every guest, every blessing, and every provision that Allah sends your way enters through it. Yet, through the same door, envy, negativity, and whispers of Shaitan can also attempt to enter. When you stand at your doorway, begin with the name of Allah. Say Bismillah, Tawakkaltu ala Allah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. In the name of Allah, I place my trust in Allah. There is no power and no strength except with Allah. The Prophet said that whoever says this when leaving the house will be protected, guided, and safeguarded from harm. If you place salt or any item at your entrance, let it not be as a charm, but as a reminder that true protection comes only from Allah. Just as salt preserves food from decay, let it remind you to preserve your home with dhikr and purity. Number 2, the corners of the home. Keep them clean and remembered every. Home has corners we often forget, where dust gathers quietly and where neglect settles. Just as filth hides in physical corners, Shaitan loves the forgotten places of our lives. The Prophet taught us the importance of cleanliness, saying, "Cleanliness is half of faith," Sahih Muslim. So when you sweep the corners of your home, make dua, "O Allah, cleanse the corners of my heart and my home from anything impure or harmful." If you wish to place a little salt there as part of cleaning, let it symbolize purification, not a spiritual cure by itself. Remember, it is dhikr, istighfar, and recitation of Quran that truly drive away darkness. Number 3, the windows, shields against envy and the evil eye windows, connect your private world to the outside. Through them, light enters, but also sometimes the gaze of envy. The Prophet said, "The evil eye is real," Sahih Muslim. He also taught us to say, "Ma sha'Allahu la quwwata illa billah." Whatever Allah wills, there is no power except with Allah. Whenever we see something admirable, to protect from envy. So when you open your windows or display your blessings, do so with gratitude and humility. Recite Ayat al-Kursi 255 or the last 2 verses of Surah Al-Baqarah 285-286 for protection. If you place salt near the windows, let it remind you, not of magic, but of the importance of safeguarding blessings through remembrance and reliance on Allah alone. My dear brothers and sisters, our homes do not need charms or rituals. They need the Quran, purity, and hearts connected to Allah. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah regularly. Keep your homes filled with dhikr, salah, and good character. For the Prophet said, "When the people in a house remember Allah, the angels come near, mercy covers them, tranquility descends upon them, and Shaitan leaves," reported by Muslim. Let every entrance, every corner, and every window of your home be filled with light, remembrance, and the peace of Allah. It is a reminder. Just as windows allow both light and shadow to pass through, so too can they allow spiritual harm. Salt near the windows can serve as a silent cue, not a talisman, but a prompt that whispers each time you see it. Do not expose your blessings unnecessarily. Guard your home, guard your family, and above all, remember that protection comes from Allah alone. Have you ever noticed how, after someone admires your home or comments on how well your family is doing, arguments begin, things break, or the peace is disturbed? We often shrug it off, but these are not always coincidences. The evil eye is real. The Prophet warned of its harm. So when you display your blessings, do so with humility and with remembrance of Allah. Say, Masha Allah, la quwwata illa billah. When you see or show something beautiful, and make istighfar and dua for protection. Salt near the windows should remind you to protect what is visible with spiritual measures, daily adhkar, recitation of Ayatul Kurs, Q2 255, and the last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, Q2 285-286, and the seeking of refuge in Allah through Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas. These are your true fortresses. The salt simply keeps your heart alert. It speaks to you, guard your blessings. For not everyone who looks with admiration is happy for you. Remember, windows are also where children play, where laughter spills into the street, and where your family's joy is most visible. Shaitan envies that joy. He cannot bear to see you at peace. He seeks to sow discord, suspicion, and restlessness. Let salt at those spots be a symbolic barrier, a reminder that this home belongs to Allah and that no shadow should steal the light He sends. My beloved brothers and sisters, the lesson is not to live in fear, but in wisdom. Do not parade your blessings unnecessarily. Do not leave your windows spiritually unguarded. Close them against a storm of envy by remembering Allah, by being humble, and by letting small, simple reminders, like grains of salt, call you back to gratitude and supplication. When you draw your curtain, let your heart say, Ya Allah, as this light enters, let no darkness enter with it. Protect my family, protect my blessings, and let these windows open only to mercy, not harm. Number 4, the kitchen, the heart of provision. My beloved brothers and sisters, pause and reflect on the kitchen. It is more than a place to cook. It is the heart of your home, the center of provision. Every grain of rice, every loaf of bread, every sip of water that reaches your table is a direct gift from Allah. Yet this space can also be vulnerable to neglect, waste, and the subtle harms that remove barakah. When you place salt in the kitchen, let it be a declaration, Ya Allah, protect my food, protect my sustenance, and preserve the blessings you have given me. Let it remind you that what enters your body and what you feed. Your family must be guarded from physical impurity and from the unseen, harms that sap blessings. Many families complain of constant financial struggle despite food always being on the table. They eat, yet are never satisfied. They buy, yet the money slips away. Sometimes the cause is not lack alone. It is ingratitude, wastefulness, or envy affecting provision. The Quran warns against wastefulness. The wasteful are likened to the brothers of Shaitan. When salt sits in your kitchen, treat it as a teacher. Let it whisper, do not waste, do not hoard, do not eat without gratitude. Remember to make the Prophet's dua for provision. Allahumma barik lana fama razaqtana wa qina adhaban nar. O Allah, bless for us what you have provided and save us from the punishment of the fire. Keep the kitchen clean. Make it a place of dhikr, of thanks, and of charity. Share your food. Preserve gratitude in your heart. When the kitchen is protected by worship and good practice, the whole home is filled with barakah. Number 5, under the bed, protecting what is most vulnerable. My brothers and sisters, consider the place we rarely think about, under the bed. Hidden, dusty, often filled with forgotten things, it is seldom cleaned with the care given to other parts of the house. Yet it holds a powerful secret. It lies directly beneath where you lay your head, where you surrender to sleep, and where your soul departs temporarily each night. Sleep is not just a physical rest. It is a minor form of death. The Quran reminds us that Allah takes away the souls by night and returns them by day. Each night when you lie down, your soul is entrusted to Allah. How many wake with restlessness, nightmares, fear, or unexplained sadness after a night's sleep? Sometimes it is stress or thinking. At other times, it may be the unseen whispering at your most vulnerable moments. Placing salt under the bed may seem simple, but let it carry a deep reminder. Ya Allah, protect me in my most vulnerable state. Guard me when my eyes are closed, when my mind is unaware. when my soul journeys into the unseen. The salt is not a talisman. It is a physical cue to renew nightly protection. Recite Ayat al-Kurs before sleep, seek refuge with A'udhu billahi min ash-shaytan ir-rajam, and say the last two surahs of the Quran. The Prophet taught specific supplications for sleep and recommended placing one's trust in Allah before closing the eyes. Keep the space under your bed clean. Remove what is unnecessary. Make wudu when you sleep if you can. Sleep on your right side and begin and end your night with supplication. When you do these things, you do not rely on objects. You rely on Allah, and you use simple reminders to keep your heart mindful. In all these places, the entrance, the corners, the windows, the kitchen, under the bed, the true protection is the remembrance of Allah, cleansing, recitation of the Quran, righteous deeds, and sincere dua. If you choose to place salt in any of these spots, let it be only as a symbol, a prompt for dhikr, an aid to mindfulness, a physical reminder that we must pair outward cleanliness with inward devotion. May Allah make our homes a source of mercy, light, and tranquility. May He protect our families from envy, from the whispers of shaitan, and from every harm visible and unseen. Ameen. Number 6. The bathroom, guarding the place of impurity. My dear brothers and sisters, when impurity is left unchecked, when bathrooms are left spiritually unguarded, it is like leaving the front gate wide open for the enemy. These are places we often overlook. Yet even here, cleanliness and remembrance of Allah matter. The Prophet taught us specific dua before entering and after leaving the bathroom. He said, when one of you enters the toilet, let him say, Allahumma inna a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal-khaba'ith. O Allah, I seek refuge with you from male and female devils. Your Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, and upon leaving he would say, Gufranaka, I seek your forgiveness. If you place salt in your bathroom, let it not be because salt has power. It does not. Rather, let it be a reminder, a sign that you will not leave even one space of your home neglected. Salt's bitterness and strength can symbolize the firmness of your faith against corruption. Just as salt destroys bacteria, let it remind you that Allah's remembrance destroys the whispers of shaitan. When you see it, remember your dua before entering. Keep the place clean, avoid wasting water, and never forget that Allah sees you everywhere, even in private. True faith is not shown only in the masjid or before people. It shows in how we protect ourselves from the unseen, even in hidden places. So, my beloved brothers and sisters, do not dismiss this reflection. When you feel discomfort or heaviness in a space, take it as a sign to purify it, physically and spiritually. Keep your bathrooms clean, recite the appropriate dua, and let even the simple presence of salt remind you that this home belongs to Allah and must be kept pure. For when the place of impurity is guarded, the rest of the home feels lighter, safer, and filled with barakah. Number 7. The center of the home, the core of the family. My beloved brothers and sisters, every home has a heart. It might be the living room where the family gathers, the dining area where you eat together, or a humble corner where laughter and love unfold. Whatever form it takes, this is the center of your home, the space that pumps peace, or, if neglected, spreads negativity throughout every corner. When the central space of a home is filled with Quran, dua, and kindness, the entire household feels alive. But when it is filled with arguments, gossip, or distractions that lead away from Allah, that corruption spreads like poison. The heart of the home becomes sick. Placing salt in this central space can serve as a reminder, not a ritual, a symbol, that you are asking Allah to preserve the love and peace within your family. Just as salt preserves food from decay, you are asking Allah to preserve your home from spiritual decay. Say in your heart, Ya Allah, preserve the love in this family, protect the peace in this house, and do not allow envy or darkness to tear apart what you have blessed us with. The Prophet told us that Shaitan works hardest to cause division between husband and wife, and he honors most the one who succeeds in separating them. Sahih Muslim. If that is his goal, then surely the family's center is his first target. Do not let that happen. Bring dhikr into your living space. Recite Surah Al-Baqarah. For the Prophet said, Shaitan does not enter the house where Surah Al-Baqarah is recited. Sahih Muslim. Play Quran aloud. Speak kindly. Begin meals with Bismillah and end them with gratitude. Avoid raising voices unnecessarily and never allow anger or jealousy to sit where your family should find mercy. Notice how some homes look beautiful on the outside, decorated, luxurious, yet inside they feel heavy, cold, or restless. Others, though simple and small, radiate peace and warmth. What is the difference? It is not wealth. It is remembrance. It is the presence of Allah in the heart of that home. Salt in the center, therefore, is not a superstition. It is a daily wake-up call, whispering to you, preserve what Allah has given you. Do not lose it to neglect. How many parents sit in their living room while their children drift away, their hearts distant though their bodies are close? How many spouses share a table but no longer share peace? Often, it is because we have failed to guard the heart of our home with remembrance. So let salt sit there as a symbol, reminding you to keep your family united, your words gentle, your gatherings merciful. Remember, salt does not sweeten, it preserves. Family life does not have to be perfect, it has to be protected. Love is not always grand gestures, it is consistent respect. Peace is not always laughter. It is the absence of corruption. Each time you walk past that space, whisper a dua, Ya Allah, keep unity in this home. Remove from us envy, anger, and hatred. Fill our center with mercy and remembrance so that every corner of this house is blessed. Families today are breaking faster than ever. Divorces rise, children lose respect, siblings fall into rivalry. This is not only because of material struggles, but because we have stopped protecting the heart of our homes. Do not let that happen to yours. Let the salt at your center remind you to preserve what matters most: faith, family, and peace. Guard the heart of your home with the remembrance of Allah, and He will guard every heart that lives within it. Section: the place of prayer. Dhikr. Spiritual heart of your home, it could be a small corner with a prayer mat. It could be a quiet room where the Quran is recited, or even just a simple space where you stand 5 times a day and lower your head before Allah. This space, whether decorated or plain, is sacred. It is the bridge between your home and the heavens, between your heart and your Creator. But let us ask ourselves, how many homes today actually have a dedicated spot for prayer? How many families can say, this is the place in our house where Salah is offered, where Quran is recited, where dua rises to the skies? Sadly, many homes are filled with everything: televisions, couches, decorations, even spaces for dining and entertainment. But the sacred corner for Allah is forgotten. And when the place of prayer is neglected, the heart of the home is left vulnerable. Placing salt in the place of prayer may sound unusual, but think of its meaning. Salt preserves, salt purifies, salt guards against corruption. When it sits in the prayer space, it is not there for decoration, nor does it have power on its own. It is there as a symbol, a reminder that this place must never be corrupted, must never be filled with laziness, must never be forgotten. Every time your eyes see it, you are reminded that prayer is your shield, and neglecting it is your greatest danger. My brothers and sisters, the prayer mat in your home is more powerful than any alarm system, more protective than any camera, and more secure than any lock. Why? Because when you bow your head in Salah, you are guarded by angels. When you raise your hands in dua, the gates of heaven open. When you recite Quran in that space, Shaitan flees. The Prophet said, "Do not turn your houses into graves, For Shaitan flees from the house in which Surah Al-Baqarah is recited. Muslim. Imagine then the strength of a home where the place of prayer is alive with Allah's words every single day. But what happens if the place of prayer becomes neglected? If dust gathers on the prayer mat, if days pass and nobody bows, there, if the Quran lies unopened, that, my brothers and sisters, is when darkness creeps in. That is when barakah leaves the home. When arguments increase, sadness grows heavier and hearts grow cold. It is not always poverty or stress that destroys families. Sometimes it is simply neglect of the place where Allah should have been remembered. Salt in this sacred spot becomes a symbolic warning. It says, "Do not abandon this place. Do not let Shaitan sit where Allah should be remembered. Do not let laziness turn this corner into nothing but decoration." It whispers, "Preserve the light here. Preserve the faith here. Preserve your connection to Allah here." Think about this, my beloved brothers and sisters. When you are buried one day, your wealth will stay behind. Your house will stay behind. Even your family will stay behind. But what will follow you into your grave? Your salah. Your prayer will be your light, your shield, your companion. And if your prayer is neglected in this world, it will not be there to save you in the next. So imagine the place of prayer in your home as a reflection of the state of your soul. If it is clean, active, and filled with remembrance, then your soul too is alive. If it is dusty, silent, and abandoned, then your soul too may be suffocating. Salt there is a small symbol, but its message is huge. It whispers, "Preserve your connection with Allah. Do not let it rot. Do not let it be stolen. And do not forget envy, my brothers and sisters. People may envy your wealth, your family, your success. But the greatest envy of Shaitan is your prayer. He despises it. He hates to see you bow. He hates to see you cry before Allah. He hates to see you recite Quran in your home. That is why he whispers distractions, laziness, and excuses at the time of prayer. That is why arguments sometimes break out right when the adhan is called. Salt in your prayer space becomes a daily reminder, not of power, but of purpose, that you must not give Shaitan the satisfaction of victory. And let us not forget the children. If you have children, the place of prayer in your home becomes their first classroom of faith. They will not remember the wallpaper, nor the furniture, nor the television shows, but they will remember seeing their father bowing in that corner, their mother reciting Quran there, their family gathering for dua in that sacred space. That is the inheritance you leave behind. Not wealth, not property, but the site of prayer in their home. Salt there becomes a teaching tool. It says to them without words, "This place is holy. This place must be protected. This is the place where you will always find peace." My beloved brothers and sisters, too many of us complain that our homes feel heavy, that peace is missing, that arguments never end. Yet we fail to ask, is the place of prayer alive in my home? Is it protected? Because if salah is neglected, peace will leave. If Quran is silenced, light will fade. If dua is forgotten, mercy will not descend. Placing salt in that spot reminds you that prayer is not just a ritual. It is survival. It is the rope between you and Allah. And if you let it slip, everything else in your life will collapse. So the next time you walk past your prayer space, let your heart whisper, "Oh Allah, preserve my faith, preserve my prayer. Do not let laziness or neglect destroy my connection with you." And when you see that salt, let it remind you that this space must always remain pure, clean, alive, and protected. Because when the place of prayer is preserved, the entire home is preserved. And when the home is preserved, the family is preserved. And when the family is preserved, the ummah is preserved. My brothers and sisters, take this warning seriously. Do not ignore it. Do not let the place of prayer in your home become forgotten. Place the salt there, not as superstition, but as a reminder that the greatest danger to your soul is neglect, and the greatest protection is prayer. For indeed, Allah tells us in the Quran, indeed prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of Allah is greater. Surah Al-Ankabut 29:45. So guard this place, fill it with light. Let it be the beating heart of your home, and let the salt there whisper to you every day. This is the place that connects you to Allah. Do not let anything, no whisper, no laziness, no darkness, take it away from you. Closing reflections, but if these places are guarded with remembrance, with purity and with awareness, light fills your home. Remember, my brothers and sisters, it is not the salt that protects you. It is Allah. Salt is only a tool of reminder. Locks can fail, walls can break, money can vanish, but Allah is the only protector who never fails. He tells us in the Quran, and Allah is the best of protectors, and He is the most merciful of the merciful. Surah Yusuf, 1264. So take these reminders seriously. Do not laugh, do not ignore, and do not think this is too small to matter. Sometimes Allah tests us with big things, and sometimes He warns us through small ones. If you feel heaviness in your home, if you feel restlessness in your sleep, if arguments never seem to end, if blessings slip away, do not ignore it. Perhaps Allah is warning you to cleanse, to protect, to return to Him. Guard your entrance, so no harm may enter. Guard your corners, so no darkness may hide. Guard your windows, so no envy may pierce. Guard your kitchen, so no waste may steal your blessings. Guard your bed, so your rest is not corrupted. Guard your bathroom, so impurity does not invite whispers. Guard the center of your home, so your family remains united. And guard the place of prayer, for that is the heartbeat of your faith. My beloved brothers and sisters, if you forget everything else, remember this. A home without Allah will always feel heavy, no matter how beautiful. And a home filled with Allah's remembrance will always feel light, no matter how small. So let every grain of salt remind you of something greater, that every blessing must be preserved. Every corner must be purified, and every moment must be surrendered to Allah, because when you live with awareness, you will never ignore His warnings, and when you live with remembrance, you will never be left unprotected. Let us end with a dua, Ya Allah. Protect our homes from harm, our families from division, our sustenance from being stolen, our rest from being disturbed, and our faith from being corrupted. Place your light in every corner of our homes and let our hearts always remain tied to you. Amen.